find expertise in something specific that will help somebody. And it's not always, it could be platform, it could be where you leveraging, all those things play a factor into, am I going to do all the things, or am I going to refer you for something that will be best done in a different space, right? So at the messaging piece, like how are we bringing that messaging into the work that you're doing with the people that you serve?
So I work with people in all kind of capacities. A lot of the people that I've worked with in the stress transformation coaching aspect might be working in a more traditional job capacity. And it's for them not as much bringing their voice to what they're creating at work, unless they're fostering a side project or somewhere else they can feel they can be much more transparently themselves. That can be hard still to bring to offices per se. Um, but I think it's really important for everybody that I work with to get back in touch with some of the fundamentals. And some of those are, what are your personal values? Again, because just like goals, as we started to dive into, sorry about all the threads I'm opening up here,
Oh, I'm so
we
curious.
can find ourselves pursuing goals that belong to other people. Because I'm in this job, the expectation is my next goal or accomplishment is going to be this promotion or this pay level, this kind of transition. That's a finish line I think I'm aiming for. And then people get there and they're not as happy about it as they expect to. And that's where the stress really ticks up. That might be the point at which they start tuning in, and that their curiosity brings them over to what I'm talking about. Because I
Mm.
think it's so important to be willing to find that space to say that goal is fine for you and it's not mine. So the values that we can really come back to and make sure we're staying on track with, I think help us stay more excited about anything that we commit ourselves to when we know that those values are aligned. And sometimes in order to find those values, I like to start with the emotions that we want to spend more time in. Um,
Mm.
Danielle Laporte has a great book, the Desire Map.
I love
Now that
that
I'm
book.
on the spot, I might say that wrong, but I
That's
love
perfect.
her format. And I take it from there, this invitation to think of all of the positive emotions that are out there. Give yourself permission to totally play. And then think about, what are 5 emotions that you want to spend your time in? What do you want to
Mm.
be creating a life that invites you to be in this space? Because sometimes we set ourselves up with goals that are more like we feel like we have to drive ourselves to the goal as opposed to feeling magnetized toward it. Oh, that's really exciting. I'm in that space of curiosity is one of the emotions. I call curiosity an emotion that I have a priority on. Connection is another one. Maybe that's love is a different way. You might want to deem that emotion. But when I find that opportunity in something that I'm creating, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go. When do we get to do this again? And the more of that, I think, is that inner compass that we need to be reconnecting with. And it can take some space and some retraining to get some of that stack out of the line so we have better access to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's absolutely true that emotions are actually what we want. We just have been assigned tasks as far as what are supposed to get us those emotions. And it's really that process of having them while you're on task, right? And they get to live it together, but also that the more that you are centered on that and that purpose and that feelingness of being on purpose, which are the emotions, that we are being able to truly appreciate, truly um, have gratitude for. I know for a long time I didn't have like real gratitude. I had like, yeah, I've got thoughts on what gratitude should look like, but not the feelingness, right? Like
Right.
I could write
That
a dissertation
obligation
on
of
gratitude and
gratitude.
never feel it, right? And that's pretty much where I was for a long time. It's like, yeah, I can give you 1,000 ideas, but it doesn't tell my body what gratitude is. It doesn't give me that
Right.
feeling. But being on purpose and letting myself enjoy that consciously, right? That gives me that feeling of gratitude. Now I'm like, oh, I get to do this. Nobody's stopping me. I was just like kid in the candy store with no parents and store owners that you have a free passport with lots of candy. Okay, so
Exactly. And as much as we want to know which emotions we want to feel more of, sometimes we have to start with which emotions we wish we felt less of. And I don't
Mhm.
think there are bad or negative emotions. They're just less uncomfortable emotions. And the more we try to block them or stuff them down, the more they're going to resurface, spring back up, and force themselves to be reckoned with. So there's a way we move through it, but all of that awareness helps us refine what we would like to move away from and what we would like to move toward. As much as I'm an advocate of positivity, I don't advocate toxic positivity where we pretend everything is fine because I want to experience more joy in my life. We have to start with where we are and get really clear on why we're feeling those less comfortable emotions so that we can address it. So, because there's probably something there that needs to be resolved, whether it needs to be healed personally, emotionally from our past, whether in a current relationship, there's something that just isn't working for us, but they're all signposts. So it's really
Mm,
important to be present to where you are, where you want to be, and keep honoring yourself on that journey.
beautifully said. The honoring of self. Yeah, because the rest of it is inevitable. We're here for the journey, we're going to have the experiences. But if we get to honor who we came to be, here we came here to be, then it feels better. It feels better. So let's talk about this amazing free gift that you brought to us today. It is called Be on Purpose Now. Align your goals to magnetize success. Ooh, I love it.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So this is some of my favorite tools from my toolkit. I'm a shop girl. I like to have the tools for the job, and I think it helps to create, if you will, a bit of a guidebook. Because after you work through these exercises, then you can look back and you have that clarity. So this is a recorded class, so you can take it in your own time. And it incorporates some exercises, some meditation, some opportunities to journal and drop into what resonates with you. And we start with that. What are your most desirable emotions? What are you inviting yourself to feel more of so you can get clear on your values? And another aspect that I bring into this workshop is finding out what your inherent strengths are. Because a lot of times on that path to success, we're like, oh, I need to be more confident. Oh, I need to be a better teacher. Oh, I need to be this. And we hold ourselves to an image that we think is out there, and we have to fit
Mm,
ourselves into a mold. And we all have completely unique strengths that are really necessary. So somebody else can be the good teacher if that's not your jam. Somebody else can be the good writer if first language, if you're more visual or experiential. You can find collaborators when you know what your strengths are and what strengths then you can bring to the play box, the sandbox, the playground. So,
all of the
so we
above. I'm
work
playing.
through,
Yeah.
yay, I'm glad you're with me. So we work through all of those. We do a little kind of opportunity to check in with some different meditations so that you can just create a little bit of space. So it's a workshop that I hope people take advantage of, a kind of a gift to themselves. I think the timing is really perfect because as we set the course for 25, first of all, congrats for making it through 24. It has been a ride.
We're still here. Congrats. Yeah.
We did it. So far, we have
Woo.
survived all of our worst days. And from here, how can we be on point, find that line that, like we've been talking about, is going to pull you forward instead of yourself pushing your way along that path toward the success that looks like what you're supposed to be aiming for. So it's all designed to help you feel clear and excited, get juiced up again about what you want to create.
Yes, I like it. I like it. Fabulous, y'all. It is a process. So anytime that you're a little lost, a little at sea, it's always nice to have some clarifiers. And when somebody's spent this much heartfelt time writing it down and making it, okay, it's here. Now just go do this or go write this or however that, that is a way that you can just get a step by step in front of you that will bring you into more clarity. And that's really the key to the game of staying on purpose and living all those yummy emotions that we are yearning for. And so thank you so much for doing that amazing work, and so that they can have this incredible experience of that. If you have not yet joined the summit as a registered attendee, this is where you get all the freebies. You can't get the freebies if you're not a registered person.